Good morning, kids. I hope you are having a great day. Welcome to another video lesson. Today we are continuing our series on the armor of God. We read about the armor of God in Ephesians chapter 6, verses 13 to 15, where it says, "Therefore, put on the full armor of God, so that when the day of evil comes, you may be able to stand your ground, and after you have done everything, to stand. Stand firm then, with the belt of truth buckled around your waist, with the breastplate of righteousness in place, and with your feet fitted with the readiness that comes from the gospel of peace." In today's lesson, we are talking about what we call the shoes of the gospel of peace. Do you know what peace is? Peace is when there isn't any fighting and people are being nice and kind to each other. So when we talk about peace, that means that we are talking about being kind and loving each other, not being mean, even when they are mean to us. When we put on the shoes of peace, we fight evil with peace. God gives us the shoes of peace so that we can be kind and loving to those around us. Let's take a look at our story today and see how Jesus put on the shoes of peace. In Matthew chapter 26, verses 47 to 53, we read about when Jesus was arrested. Jesus was in the garden praying with a few of his disciples when Judas came to hand Jesus over to the soldiers who came to arrest him. Peter asked Jesus, "Lord, should we strike with our swords?" And then he cut off one of the soldiers' ears. But instead of fighting with Peter, Jesus healed the man's ear and walked to those who were going to arrest him. That's not what the disciples wanted to do. Peter wanted to fight them. Instead of running away or fighting back, Jesus walked toward those who were arresting him to heal the man's ear. He knew that he wasn't in a physical battle, but a spiritual one. He chose to put on the shoes of peace as the soldiers arrested him. He gave himself up, knowing that he was fighting against spiritual evil. He knew that his Father's plan was so much bigger than being arrested, but a spiritual one to beat death forever. Jesus fought evil with peace so that we can be with him forever in heaven. How many of you fight with your siblings or have arguments with friends or family? I'm sure there have been times where you have been upset and say mean things that you shouldn't have. We all say things to defend ourselves that don't show those around us that we love them. Instead, we need to put on the shoes of peace. God gives us strength to help us be peaceful even when we want to be mean. Let's go talk to Professor Pumpernickel.
Oh, hello kids. It has been a while since you've come to visit me, but you came just at the right time. I was just about to start playing with some fire. But don't try this at home. You always need to be careful with fire, especially when you have hair like mine. Do you guys know how fire is made? It's really cool. Fire needs oxygen in order to keep burning. There is oxygen in the air all around us. When we remove the oxygen, the fire can't burn anymore and it goes out. That's how we put out fires. So here I have my candle that I am going to light so that it's burning. This candle will show us how we live with peace with those around us. When we have arguments with those around us, we say mean and hurtful things that make the argument worse. That's like the oxygen that is fueling our flame. But what happens when we remove that oxygen? Let's place this cup over the candle to see what happens when there is no more oxygen to burn. Look at that! Our flame went out. When we live with the shoes of peace that God gives us, we don't say mean things that make others even more angry. We need to fight evil with peace. We do this because God gives us the shoes of peace. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks, Professor Pumpernickel. I am so glad you didn't start your hair on fire. Thank you for showing us what it means to fight evil with peace. God gives us the armor of God so that we can guard against evil. This is what we do with the shoes of peace, just like Jesus did when he was arrested. We want to walk each and every step wearing the shoes of peace. So I hope that when you are tempted to be mean and fight with your friends or family, that you remember to be at peace with those around you by being kind and loving them, just like Jesus loved those who arrested him. Have a great week. Bye.